Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you, all of you, once again, for arriving in your numbers. If this is your first Brief Market Yondell webinar, thank you ever so much. Your constant support and the community of sharing ideas and solutions for lockdown. Obviously, the current situation we're in is fantastic. So I thank you all the people that have been on with us before, and of course the new joiners as well. Okay, so for the guys that have been in the webinars before, you probably know how this works now. So I'm just going to go through the agenda. We're probably looking at around 50 to 60 minutes this morning. That's at the thick end, by the way, an hour. There's a lot of content we're going to go through. So grab yourself a strong cup of coffee if you had a couple too many last night. There's a lot to learn this morning. So we're going to look at the very latest news and advice for lettings agents, and there is a lot, believe me. It's been a busy old week. We're going to have a look at lettings, live chat on lockdown with our proud partners Yondell, and then how Brief Your Market are supporting letting agents and providing your own mini marketing department whilst this is going on. So just some house rules and questions. All attendees are muted to avoid the obvious background noise and distractions. Use the questions option. I know some of you have already worked that out. And the GoToWebinar control panel. I will answer all questions at the end. Thank you for the questions already. I will get to them by the end. But if you do want an answer to your question, do not leave the webinar, otherwise I won't be able to answer your question. The GoToWebinar interface doesn't allow me to do that. So if you want to answer your question, hang around at the end. I won't charge you. You might just need to click the expand button, it's in orange, to open up the questions option on the GoToWebinar control panel. But again, if you do pose a question, do it during the webinar, and I will get to that at the end. Okay, so roll up the latest news and advice for lettings agents this week, and believe me, there's a lot to get through, so hold tight. Okay, this is something which I picked up this morning in the media. Great story. I'll let you guys have a look on the screen and digest that. Yeah, a fantastic bit of PR there for the guys, Martin Gerard. So I doff my cap to Simon Gerard on that there. Unfortunately, I don't have a Cypriot Villa to offer for you guys today. I apologise. Okay, Airbnb, everybody's favourite subject. This is an interesting one here. Now, for the guys that have realised that obviously this measure would last for Airbnb to expire tomorrow, I'm sure after Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab obviously extended the lockdown by 3 weeks, that'll probably be extended now. But very interesting story here, if I just want to have a quick look at this. This for me is an extremely interesting article which was picked up by Property Industry but originally in the Telegraph here. I'm sure you guys know Silver Lake actually own Zoopla. Interesting. Okay, so for you guys that are on Techlet, this was released yesterday. A tie-up with the MAB. Let's have a quick look at there on the screen. Again, for the guys that are in the room today, I think it's quite nice that they have got services that you can offer to your database of clients, which will actually give you an income over this time. I'm sure you guys that have been on the webinars earlier this week, there's been a huge spike in a remortgage business. And again, if you guys get it back from your IFA or somebody, let's say, works for the Mortgage Advice Bureau, definitely worth a look at that today. Again, on the subject of mortgages, this is from Paragon this morning. So again, this is really interesting. 2 weeks ago, the lenders were running from the hills and they were closing off all their buy-to-let products and asking for a king's ransom of a deposit. As you can see here, the more sensible buy-to-let products being the 75% loan to value. So again, that's good to see, and something you would want to share with any of your landlords that are still buying at the moment. On to some bad news. I apologise. I'm not. I'm here to share this, so I'll just let you read that one just there. I don't particularly like the quote at the bottom there. Renters remain at the whim of landlords, but again, it's so important that you guys are aware of what's going on out there. The fantastic National Union of Students have had their say as well. Just have a quick look at this. This is this week. Again, for the guys in the room who have got a student letting portfolio, really, really important stuff there. I'll send these slides out afterwards, by the way. Again, if you've not been on a webinar before, they will be sent before the close of play today, so you can read this in your own time too. This is interesting as the local MP got involved with this story as well. I think hats off to Martin Blakey here for share the pain. I think that's about right. I think so. Yeah, again, just if you guys have got any student properties, I want to certainly keep an eye on there, and our fantastic friends at Opinium. I'll leave this for if you have a quick look on this. This story goes further. Okay, this is being picked up by The Guardian as well, by the way. They're going with this story at the moment. David Cox, actually, I think this may be been picked up from the webinar I did earlier this week. This is his take on it, which is quite good. And I say it's good here. Obviously, he's kind of keeping a level head for tenants and for landlords, and obviously do ask them to have a look at what the government schemes are that are available to them at the moment. Okay, so 1.7 million, a slow car crash. Let's have a quick look at that. I'll just assure you guys, the webinar does take a turn after this, by the way. Again, it feels like the last 3 or 4 slides have been quite depressing news, but again, it's the situation in at the moment. So, yeah, I'll say the slow car crash thing, because I still think there's certain agents I'm speaking out there, two out there, by the way, down the country, who are possibly sitting on their hands with certain things, certainly with communicating to tenants as well, by the way. So we have our first poll today. So I do want you guys to get involved, and I will share the answers, the results of the answers afterwards. So the first question today, 1, 2, 3, go. Have any tenants defaulted on their rent yet? Okay, keep voting. Thank you ever so much, everybody. We'll give another 10 seconds just so everyone can get involved there. Wow, okay, we'll close the poll there. Wow, 84% yes, tenants have defaulted on their rents. Wow, that is higher than I feared, let's put it that way. Okay, second question. Have you mass communicated to your tenants since lockdown? This will be maybe an email, SMS, text message, for example. And can you guys be honest? You know, these answers don't go anywhere else, by the way, don't worry. I'll give it a 10 seconds there just so everyone can get involved. Okay, we've got a nice round number there. 80% have. So yeah, well done to you guys. Yeah, I think what it is that I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, the guys probably know this. You've been on the webinar as well. I'm a landlord, and I have had I deal with a couple of letting agents in the Midlands. You can probably see the Midlands from my accents, by the way. And again, I wouldn't exactly say that my letting agents have been proactive over this time. So yeah, that's an interesting one there. So yeah, thank you for that. Okay, this is an interesting one which I picked up earlier in the week. Okay, so I'm sure you guys would have picked up on that anyway, but the link is on there obviously for the PDF. That was run by Property Industry on April 14th. Was that Tuesday? I believe it. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah. But yeah, the link to the PDF article is on there for you guys when I send out the slides later on. Fantastic story, this. Not. Licensing part one. We've got a two-part series today. So for any of you guys on the webinar this morning, or if you know anybody who has properties in the Waltham Forest Borough Council, HMO properties, of course, yeah, not great. This is part two, Coventry. Now this took a turn. I was speaking to a friend of mine who's from Coventry, and let's just have a look at what was on the local newspaper website last night. This is written by Tom Davis, who is apparently the local Democracy reporter. Again, not a great headline at all. This is the text of the article. Okay, hope you guys got to the end of that there. They actually got a quote from the letting agent as well on this one, so have a quick look at that. Now, I'm sure we've all heard of and seen some of the protest outside agents' offices. Again, if you can try and avoid this type of situation. Again, the guys, Waltham Borough Council and Waltham Forest Borough Council and Coventry City Council pressing ahead there. Please be aware. Okay, Murray Supermarket, the fantastic Martin Lewis. This is a really good link to maybe send out to your landlords on an email this weekend or next week who are considering the mortgage payment holiday. And again, as a landlord, I'm giving this a go as well, by the way. So I'll have a quick look at it. So that's a really good free bit of content there. This is an interesting one. Yeah, nice little calculator here. Again, have a look. You know, again, it might be you guys have a look at that, whereby you might say, "Oh, okay, I might send that out to my landlords," or if you're a landlord yourself, of course. Okay. Video for lettings agents. Okay, so I'm just going to let you guys digest what's on the screen there now. Okay, for the guys that are on the webinar today who are Brief Your Market customers, towards the bottom there, I was going to work out how many lines it was there. Oh, my maths is terrible. So other agents are using time to be really productive, going back through databases of old landlords, or spending time maximising secondary income opportunities for existing tenants and landlords. Please speak to the team. We've got ready to go campaigns to help you, and we can segment your database and speak to these old landlords. So again, speak to the team on that, please. This is just obviously the two agents who are doing this and what's happened. Again, two really great examples there of letting agents who have just embraced what's gone on and got on with it, really. So yeah, very well done to those two guys there. Okay, we're on to our next poll now. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Here's the next one. Have you conducted any video viewings yet? Simple yes or no. Yeah, I'll just give it 10 seconds. Okay, interesting. So 55% said yes, and 45% said no. Very interesting. Okay, so to the 55% that have done, what did you use? And again, I'll share this with everybody afterwards. Again, these questions go nowhere, or the answers even. Okay, another 5 seconds there. Okay, interesting stuff again. 15% FaceTime, 38% WhatsApp, 13% have used Zoom, and 34% was other. So for the guys that clicked on other, if at the end, and again, this is all share, of course, these webinars you guys know, let me know what you're using on that. I'll be quite interested to know. And again, if there's something you've picked up that you could share with, you know, your colleagues across the UK, that'd be great. So, but again, thank you guys for answering the questions there. Okay. Quick note on Zoom. Now, again, you guys might have picked this up. It was on Sky News. It's a new craze called Zoom bombing. A rather negative story, which I picked up I think yesterday, the day before, on Zoom bombing. Just be a little bit careful about it. It's just an error of caution. Again, if you're holding daily meetings with a lot of people with commercial information involved, please just be careful. Make sure that you're you're locked down on your meetings in Zoom. Okay, advice and content that you can send out to your tenants, to your landlords. Rightmove have got some great stuff on their on renting on their website there. It's under the property blog. So again, you can see that was updated there this week. Worth a look at. Again, tenants might well be on that page, so it'd be interesting to know what the guys at Rightmove are advising there. Okay, Right, so some more practical advice and tips for you and a plan for you to succeed on lockdown with your property management department. I make no apologies for this. This is a 5-page article. It's very, very good. So please, please take this all in, and I'll give you the time to read this now. Okay, page 2. Okay, on to page 3. I have to say, I do like the line there. Necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, on to the next page here. Thank you. And next page. Quite like the landlords and tenants are not enemies, and greater corporations is required. I do agree with that, actually. And just at the last slide here now on this bit. Okay, I hope that's some food for thought for you there, guys. I think it was a really good article that I picked up there. Okay, so on to the next poll. Okay. Question 5. Have you used any new technology, I call it prop tech, since the lockdown? Close voting here. Keep voting. It's interesting. I'll give it 5 seconds. It's very, very close. Okay. Wow, very interesting. 52% yes, 48% no. Very interesting. Thank you Again, everyone for voting. Really appreciate it. Okay, inventories. Again, this is, I don't endorse this company, it's just stuff I've picked up. But again, just have a quick look at what the guys are doing there. Again, these are real, real world live examples of the challenges you guys are facing. So again, fair play to the guys there. Yeah, take advice. It's an interesting one, this. Yeah, I picked this up today. Again, a lot of this does sound quite obvious stuff, but again, it's worth remembering. There's some more here as well. Again, you guys will know we're on the webinar last Thursday on this with regard to the electrical safety certificates, and obviously the fact that all new tenancies will need them from the 1st of July. Some councils are doing it earlier and are backdating it to the 1st of June. But again, it's good that you do keep your contractors busy. On the last point there, regular, considered and honest communication will go a long way to building a good relationship with your tenants. Again, I make no bones about it. I work for Brief Your Market. We can help with that. Speak to the team, segment your data, talk to your tenants, offer them advice. Okay, this is for our friends at Goodlord. There's a webinar with David Cox, April 29th at 9:30. I did advertise this last week. Again, if you just go on the Goodlord website, you can register for that. I think that'll be a good one. Okay, so again, talking about the communication piece just here. I think it's really, really important that you guys do send out, some positive vibes about the industry. And again, obviously, that is the opinion of one guy at the home website. But again, I think that's quite an interesting piece there. Okay, so constant but valuable contact is critical. So I'm going to give you some ideas and practical advice here. Effective contacts, you've got to look at your key groups. And again, for the Brief Your Market customers on the webinar today, speak to the team. We can segment your data up so you can send different messages to different people in your database. But again, your contact strategy has got to be stabilising department, obviously getting your tenants paying rent, keeping your property management fees. So if a tenant's not paying rent, will a landlord allow you to bill them a 10 or 20%, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14%. Set up a new policy, tell them who's dealing with who. Obviously, if you've got staff furloughed, let the guys know, the tenants, of the key contacts for rent issues or maintenance, special care for early rent termination, students, of course. And again, maintenance as well, which of your contractors is working and what is classed as essential work. On the essential work thing, again, look at the government guidelines on this. Again, they're pretty self-explanatory. If you've got any questions, let me know at the end. This is an interesting one I picked up. The new National Residential Landlords Association, the link is at the bottom there. Just have a quick look at that on the screen. Yeah, some great practical advice there. 6 letters you could use to send out to tenants. So, soft to the new NRLA there. Well done to them, guys. Okay. Advice on this, and again, it's a bit of a serious one, this, by the way. You will need to keep records of tenants that are in self-isolation and shielding for the safety of your staff and contracts. The data needs to be safely stored and then destroyed. You will need a policy on the retention of this data over the current time period. I'm not a legal beagle. Speak to your legal representative on this, and you might need to add this into your privacy policy on your own website. A record of contractors' availability to work, up-to-date health, and ability to work in lockdown and post-lockdown is really important as well. Again, I'm no legal beagle. There's some information on that on the ICO website on the link below, which I'll send out afterwards. But think practically, really. If the gas safe, electrical safe needs doing, this is the practical advice, which again was aforementioned, to be fair. Again, this is just stuff I've picked up in the last week or two. If the contractor's there for an hour, and he's working on the boiler, for example, just get the tenants to stay in the lounge. If it's nice, put them in the garden. Say, put them in the garden. Advise them to go in the garden. Enjoy the nice weather. Or again, there was an agent I spoke to, and the tenant was a keen cyclist, so I went out for a couple of hours on his bike, and the work was done in the house. So again, to be practical about this, again, hopefully, if your tenants are understanding the situation, they'll probably do such things. Okay. Next question in the poll. Will it be as close as last time? Okay. Do you currently have live chat on your website for landlords and tenants to communicate with you? And that should say currently, by the way. I've missed the ly after the end of that. It's been a long week. Okay, give it 10 seconds there. Okay. Interesting stuff. 32% do have live chat and 68% don't. Thank you again for voting. You're much better than the crowd last time out. They weren't very vote happy. Apologies if anybody was on the webinar yesterday and didn't vote. Okay, that very interestingly brings me on to the next section, which is our newest, proudest partners, Yondell. If you guys don't know who Yondell are, they are absolutely the live chat pioneers in the UK property industry. They've got some absolutely brilliant content to share today. Again, for the sales agents that are also in the room today, there is their latest press release on Property Insider this morning on their CEO, Andy Solomon. Take a look at that. We'll be talking about that in the webinars next week as well. Okay, so for the guys that aren't using live chat currently, well, why would you use it basically? Well, the quite obvious thing is that you've probably got staff furloughed, might be illness, and home working availability might be low, i.e. there's not the capability, the IT capability. It's 24/7 flexible products, so it's always available as a first line of response. Your customer service levels don't need to drop at this very present time. It's critical for your business and property management department. Your website is the first place customers, tenants, and landlords will go. And it's important that tenants are as much customers as landlords are now. So if you don't pay rent, you can't charge your landlord unless obviously you've got slight caveats in your contracts. I guess really now, live chat will be your mainstream route of contact. If anybody on the webinar today has contacted Vodafone in the last week or two, What they will do now is they will text you a link to use their live chat service. This is the way things are going. And again, obviously, it's pushed a lot of agents down and big companies down the road of using this as their main street route of contact. Of course, there's fast response. It's immediately available on your website. There's no hold on the telephone listening to Mozart, and there's no waiting for a reply to an email. It's a fantastic resource filter. So it handles a pre-inquiry and prioritises the required response. It takes the initial burden off you. It's basically a way of triaging a tenant who's asking for you to change a light bulb, or a landlord who maybe wants to talk about mortgage payment holidays, or when the tenancy's next up. Your customers will absolutely appreciate the help, and the brand experience that your company will get, believe me, is absolutely fantastic. Now, I'd like to show you some live data. This is from last week, and this is from Yomdale. Again, a huge thank you to these guys. Just have a quick look at the breakdown of live chats last week. Now, would you look at that? 66% of the live chats. I mean, Yomdale deal with a huge amount of offices across the UK. 66% were lettings, so it was either landlords or tenants. Really interesting. You can see the tenant ones there. New tenant look to rent a property now, 11%, which is the top one there. And again, the top one there, no surprise here, by the way. Current landlord rental payments inquiry. But again, interestingly, second on the list for landlords last week. New landlord looking to let a property now. Real great commercial value to some of the live chats there. And a huge thank you to the guys at Yomdale for sharing that. Everybody loves top 10. So here we go. Look at this. So these are the top inquiries ranked from last week. And I'll just leave it on the screen there. These are real live chats, of course. We've obviously taken the agents' names out. There's probably spelling mistakes in there. They are real. I'll show you have a quick look at some of them. Again, for you guys on the webinar today, this is from last week. Remember, this isn't pre-lockdown. This isn't contrived data. This is real live data. Really genuinely interesting stuff there. Okay, and just a few more from last week as well. I think the way I like to see some examples is if somebody actually walked through the door of your office and actually said that to one of the members of staff, you would absolutely want an immediate answer for some of that, especially the last one there. Hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for the term and condition on selling my house as mine is on the market with you at the moment. Sounds like a withdrawal waiting to happen there. Okay, so please speak to the team at Yomdale, and that's their email address there. Obviously, that will be on the slides afterwards. They really are the pioneers and are the best of what they do. Again, contact the team there. Please get in touch. Okay, you guys know I work for Brief Your Market. We are absolutely all here to help and support letting agents through this. For you guys, we have a campaign library in your system, which is up to date for you guys and your challenges at the moment. So if you're doing video viewings, you can do a nice drag and drop. We've got a new video engine, which you can use as well. Again, speak to the team about how you upload your videos and send them out to your database. A good one here for landlords, and again, you might want to use the Martin Lewis Money Supermarket mortgage calculator on that campaign. Property management, we fully manage, and tenants, we're committed to supporting you. It's really important you maintain your property management fees, and again, that's why they are there for you. So again, speak to us if you want to get them sent out before the weekend. So again, speak to us lot. This is the Rogues Gallery. So what we all look like. We are real. Just so yeah, speak to the team, please. We're all here to help. And just to finish off, you just have one more question. Would you like some help and advice? Again, we're all here to help each other. So again, you know, we can share with you what we can, and we're all in the same boat, so we can get through this all and get back to some type of normal life one day. Okay, I'll just leave that there for another 10 seconds. Okie dokie. Thank you all. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You know, I'm sure, you know, you're probably bored of my voice now, so I can't honestly do. So no, thank you for getting involved and voting. That is really good of you. Thank you ever so much. So yeah, your questions now. I know there's been a load flying in. Just a reminder again, if you posed a question in the last hour, keep on the webinar. If you put leave webinar, end webinar, I can't answer your question. It just goes into cyberspace and you don't get the answer. So if you've asked a question, hang on. I won't charge you for hanging on. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, stay healthy. I'll be releasing the details of the webinars for next week. Again, they're going to be daily. I've got some new content, some new subjects for next week. I'll communicate that with you with a follow-up email, which I'll send later on this afternoon with the slides. So again, a huge thank you to you all. Do really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Take care. See you soon.